The Fairway. Sarah and Michael go on a trip to visit the girl's father. The man is terminally ill, and the couple hopes that their wedding will become something like an incentive for him to fight for life. Driving along Highway 66, the car gets a strong blow, which immediately pulls over to the side of the road. Not understanding what the matter is, Michael examines the car and is surprised to conclude that there are no traces of a collision, in fact. Meanwhile, Sarah leaves the salon and almost falls, slipping on the ice. Young people cannot understand where the ice came from in the middle of the desert. Deciding that they just ran over some stone, they continue on the road, not even suspecting that an unknown person is watching them at this moment. After driving a couple of miles, the couple's car is overtaken by a strange black Mustang. He snuggles close, not wanting to go around the car, deciding that this psycho can be dangerous. Michael drives off the road at the first gas station. Sarah is sure that most likely it was some student who decided to scare travelers. Agreeing with the girl, the young man offers to have lunch at a local diner, since they stopped anyway. After some persuasion, Sarah agrees. In the cafe, the couple is met by the waitress Dennis, who does not hide her joy that new visitors have appeared in their institution. After making an order and taking it with them, the young people continue their journey. At this time, an unknown man in a black hat and with sharp teeth looks at the photo of Sarah and Michael. After whispering some words in an incomprehensible language, he throws the picture into the sand. The waitress and the cook at this moment approach the man in the jacket and ask him to deviate from the rules. The staff liked their recent visitors, and therefore they do not wish them harm. However, the man insists that this is their duty, and he has no right to change the rules. Sarah and Michael are discussing their plans when their car hits something invisible again. The girl immediately panics, assuring that it happened at the same place as a few hours ago. After getting out of the car, they notice the same parked car nearby. Not wanting to get lost in guesses, Sarah boldly goes to him to find out what's going on here. However, when she sees a man with sharp teeth, who also makes a terrible growl, she immediately returns to her car and drives forward rapidly, gaining speed. The Mustang catches up with the travelers and seems to be urging them on, not giving them the opportunity to stop. Seeing the already familiar diner, Sarah abruptly turns off the road, and the pursuer, they rush on. The girl first of all goes to the payphone, and using the quarter that she was given when she first visited this institution, calls the rescue service. On the other end of the line, he assures that the patrol will be with them within a few hours. Meanwhile, the manager of the establishment is trying to calm Michael down. He offers them to stay overnight at their hotel to wait for the police and protect themselves from a stalker. Sarah, who entered, agrees with the man, and while he leaves to prepare the room, they make an order from the friendly Dennis. There's a rule in this diner. With any order, the visitor is given 2 quarters so that he can use it in a jukebox or in a payphone. Rebecca, who is sitting at the counter at this time, hearing that Sarah is asking Dennis about coins, rushes to offer her help. However, the manager who appeared takes her away, assuring the guests that this is their regular visitor who has small deviations. A man leads a crying girl to a hotel room. She begs for more time, but the manager literally pushes her inside and then locks the door altogether. After making an order, Sarah goes back to the payphone to call her father. However, due to constant interference, she is unable to tell him her location. Chef Bob, who has become imbued with the couple, even at the first meeting, along with the order, allegedly brings a check, but in fact, it is a warning note. The manager manages to intercept her, informing her that everything is on the house today. After that, he leads the young people to their room. Passing by one of the rooms, Sarah notices how the glass is covered with ice from the inside. This gives rise to a suspicion in her that something strange is happening around. The second signal is the fact that the manager called them by their names, although they never uttered them in front of him. Deciding that it is better not to take risks, the girl invents an excuse under which they both rush to the car and hurriedly drive away. Dennis and Bob watch with longing as their manager sends curses to the couple. They offer to help them, but he assures them that the beast needs to be fed, and they have no opportunity to feel sorry for anyone. Sarah and Michael are racing at full speed, discussing what happened. Their mobile phones are dead, but the clock on the car shows the same time, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. The guy notices that the sun stays in one place all the time. At some point, the girl's phone starts ringing. Not understanding how this is possible, she raises her hand and hears an indistinct voice telling them not to come back. The same message is broadcast on the radio. It's Bob. He saw the money that Sarah gave him as a tip, decided to talk to the boss again, but he replied with a firm refusal, and therefore the man decided to warn the couple in a convenient way. After a while, the car of the young people again bumps into an invisible obstacle. This time, Michael decides not to stop. He rushes at full speed, passing by a diner, and then, deciding to try another option, turns sharply and goes in the opposite direction. Dennis and Bob meet in the back room and discuss this situation. They know that Sarah is pregnant, although she herself does not know about it yet. The employees of the eatery want to help the couple to give their child a chance. After all, it becomes clear from the conversation that they, too, were once in this situation, and in order to survive, they made this deal. Meanwhile, Sarah and Michael's car stops. Gasoline is approaching zero, and therefore the young man suggests continuing on foot. When he compared the facts, he came to the conclusion that the black Mustang did everything to make them stop on the road or return to the diner, deciding that by violating his plans, they would be able to break the time loop in which they found themselves. A few hours later, Ara goes out to her car. Now he's just a pile of metal. At that moment, they were suddenly enveloped by a strong cold, and then a stranger with sharp teeth appeared in front of them. Not wanting to give up, Michael, armed with a tire iron, pounces on the man, but immediately receives a severe wound in the chest, which is inflicted by sharp claws. Deciding that this is the safest place in the desert, Sarah hurriedly takes the wounded guy away. They go back to get to the moment in time when their car is still intact. After getting into it, the young people go to the diner to help the wounded Michael, leaving the guy to Bob and Dennis. Sarah goes outside to talk to the manager. The man says that the man in the Mustang is waiting for them, realizing that soon they will become his. Moreover, he is pleasantly surprised that the couple lasted so long. It turns out that the young people crashed in a car, and now they are both bleeding on the road. This tavern is something like a layer between the world of the living and the world of the dead. The staff of the institution is trying to help calm down with the world to those who have become their visitor. A man on a Mustang is a ferryman who ferries souls from one world to another. When Sarah practically accepts the situation, saying that she is glad because death takes them at the same time, the manager breaks the rules. He tells the girl about the baby and that she has something to fight for. All of them once made a deal in exchange for eternal life, but the man believes that this is not life if they do this to people. Michael is talking to Dennis at this moment. The girl assures that time flows differently in their places because only a few minutes have passed in their real world. Bob goes outside and gets into the couple's car. Only now does Sarah realize that this is her father, who is half dead due to illness. The manager calls someone on the phone and asks them to double-check the data, assuring that some kind of error has occurred. After that, he gives Bob a sign and he drives out onto the road, preparing to detain the Mustang. As soon as two cars collide, in reality, Sarah, lying on the side of the road, comes to her senses. This means that those who were granted eternal life were able to risk it in order to correct the injustice of this existence.
Thanks a lot for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and write some comment. See you soon.